What's going on, everybody? It's Andy from Us vs. the World, and I'm with a familiar face, man. I'm with Isaiahiloveu. How you doing, my man?
Oh, good, bro. What's up? It's been a early morning for me, even though it's 2 p.m.
So you usually waking up around like 1, 2? Like that's like everyday shit for you?
Bro, honestly, no, bro. I go to bed late and gotta wake up early, but it's like my body clock is like
Oh, I
off,
got you.
so it's like, I had the opportunity to sleep in today, so that's what I did.
Shit, I'm not even gonna touch on the music right now. How does it feel being a senior at SCAD? Finally getting out of school, man. You better live your life for real. How does that feel?
It's cool. School is cool. I'm just ready to be done. Put a lot of hours into working and put in that time aside. So it's gonna be good being able to go fully focus and really really make shit happen. So but school's going well. About to be done with it. So.
And speaking on school, man, a lot of these young creatives and a lot of these young artists, man, they don't think like school is the right route for them. And what would you tell them? Like, what would you tell them, like, if they were contemplating whether going off to like a university or staying in their hometown? What would you tell them?
I think if you have like an outside passion, you should find a way to like finesse it almost. Like I knew I wanted to do music, and I knew that there were schools in Atlanta, so I was like, why not look at schools in Atlanta to where I could still find something, like study something that I enjoy, but also like pursue music, and it's like it balanced the both. But you can't force nobody to go to school, but it's like if it's not a bad thing, it has like a bad connotation around it. So it's just like.
Yeah. Also, like, what do you remember from Charlotte from your youth, and then what do you see that makes the city different from what you remember it to be?
I think the biggest thing is like the growing music culture there. Like when I was growing up, especially like I've been around for like a while, like just like producing and stuff first and just being in the mix. So like I've just seen like, how there are like different waves that come and go. So that's really cool to see. The city is definitely developing, but more so for like the older crowd than the younger crowd. So that's something else I'm seeing. But I love Charlotte though. You can't hate where home is. That's the biggest thing I see. People always talk down on Charlotte, but you're not supposed to do that like publicly. Of course, we could all have our evils that we don't like about it, but it's like you should never represent your city in a negative light. You feel me?
Sure.
So like,
I was one of those people. Honestly, I was one of the people when I was like in high school. I was like, man, I fucking hate Charlotte. Like, fuck Charlotte. And as soon as I got out of school, bro, the world got so much bigger to me, and I was just like, man, I actually really love this city. And you were speaking on artists. You were like, the music wave is like really coming up right now. But like, who are your favorite artists coming out of the city right now?
Des Pierre. He's a young artist that y'all don't know about yet, but he's hard. That's who I'm banking on. Who else I fuck with heavy? Lil Piston. I like Piston shit a lot. That's really, shout out to everybody though, but I really fuck with Piston and Des Pierre. Like I really like artists that's kind of like not underdogs, but just like I be seeing like the trajectory. Like I see them like already gonna blow up. But shout out to everybody that's already doing their thing and that's big. Like that's crazy, So
It's crazy that you mentioned Piston because like whenever I think of him and his music, I think like you're his like evil twin. Like when he got like, I don't know, like your energy that you bring, like it's kind of the same, but at the same time it's like y'all both got your own thing. So whenever I think of you and Piston, I think you guys would be like the super duo. You know what I'm saying? Like some like y'all make something crazy together for sure.
Well, we been talking about making some music together. It's just like
Life
how
get in the
schedules
way.
go, life, yeah. And I'm not really big on like send the open type shit. Yeah.
You just dropped New Garden just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And you said that was gonna be your last song for a good while. Like, why are you taking a little hiatus away from music as of right now?
I'm not necessarily even taking a hiatus, but I'm just trying to like stack up my content again. Like what people don't know is like everything that I do is planned within like 3 to 4 months. So it's like I usually stack that much of content and then have like a rollout, plan out a rollout for it. So it's like I've been so busy with like stuff outside of music, I haven't been able to stack the content. Of course I got songs for days, but I'm talking about like visuals, graphics, like events, etc. So just like starting to line shit up for like top of the year January and like really like come out the door like really rolling, like a lot of stuff under wraps, like so a lot of stuff to share. But it wasn't even like a negative thing. It's not like I was giving up on music, but just
You
just
coming back
building
with the
anticipation.
vengeance,
Exactly, yeah. So just kind of turning a new leaf, and that's kind of like the idea behind the New Garden vibe is just like a new place, like the Garden of Eden. It's like positive, you know, vibes, but ultimately just like turning a new leaf. So I just let people sit, and I've been putting out like good music. So just, I kind of want people to just like sit with it,
let it
get
marinate.
Yeah,
a little bit.
you know. And that's, I mean, just promote it as much as I can. Definitely got some videos coming on the way for the songs I've put out. So that's kind of like, you know, why I'm like, you know, this gonna be the last one for a while, you know.
Got you.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Angel Studios, because that's like your creative team, and that's like everyone who does your visuals, everything that's around Isaiah is going through Angel Studios. So talk a little bit about that for me, man.
Yeah, so Angel Studios is kind of like creative firm and a content team that like I developed like in October of last year. So I think it's almost been a year since like I initially like released the page and stuff like that. So ultimately like video editing, you know, graphic designs, event curation, you know, like merchandise and stuff, like the collaboration with BYOP, of course. Yeah, like it's just really everything. That's the creative team, you know. Like that's what it is. You know, we about to get working on more like graphics and stuff, and like fully, you know, fleshing ideas. I'm building it like a bigger team to like, you know, bring ideas to real life, because I want to get to the point where like, you know, it's bigger than, not bigger than Isaiah necessarily, but like it's its own entity, and that's why I separated it from like, oh, me doing everything, and just like, you know, gave it, you know, its own brand. So, you know, Angel Studios.
Who's on the team as of right now?
Darion Martin back there. My boy Rage, my boy Jimmy, my boy Caleb over there. He helping me with like graphics and shit, and like really you know, going in and really starting to put all the ideas together. And then I got a like couple other like, you know, freelance type people that like, you know, help me put ideas together. But it's still really in a very beginning phase, but I think like over the next like 6 to 8 months, really like grow more, especially with like the more you know, content that I'm like building and stuff like that.
For sure, man. You guys are already on a pretty good track, because I remember last show I threw in Charlotte, you were the only one utilizing like the visuals and the lighting and using that to your advantage.
Sound design, that's sound design, visual design, like having like really putting on the show. And I think that's the biggest thing that people kind of lose with like the whole rapper facade, is like, yeah, like it's cool having a bunch of people on stage, like that's a vibe, but like at the end of this day, like I want to put on a show, like I want it to be like a moment that like people that are at that show will never forget that show, just because it was something that was so like different. I done the type of shows where it's just like up there, you know, gang, like, you know, that's lit, don't get me wrong, but like I want to make like everything I do like a point, you know, like everything that's done is like, you know, a moment, a piece of like, you know,
it's a piece of history type shit. Yeah. And for real, like it really is, because like after the show, I remember, man, like there cats who already knew you was like, all right, yeah, like he the real deal, because you were really showing out. And then the people who like came to my show just because like they knew me, all the artists that they seen, especially you, they were just like, yo, like this dude really stands out.
And big. And that was kind of my goal too, because I don't get the opportunity to perform as much as I like, but I know when I got the opportunity to bring it home right after Isaiah's Universe, I just knew like, you know, this could be a moment that I could, you know, mark as a staple in you know, my Charlotte history, I guess. But I think I want to do more stuff like that. I want every show to be like that, and that's kind of what I'm gearing to with like building Angel Studios and getting more people like from like a stage design aspect and shit like that, so like we could just have our own setup type shit. So it don't matter, like that's the thing about these shows that people throw, where they throw like hella people on. Like just because you're on a show with a bunch of people don't mean you can't do your like stage design or how you want to like have shit look. And I mean, of course, looking at people like Kanye and Travis who have done shit like that, it's like, you know, more people should gain, you know, like inspiration from it, because if you're a great performer, bro, like that's something that like you could do for the rest of your life. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like Kanye could go on tour tomorrow and he's gonna be selling out. You get what I'm saying? He's damn near 40 something now. So yeah.
So like timelessness, that's like a big thing for you.
Yeah. That's how I go about everything. None of the shit I really do
is like for trendy. Yeah,
it's just
got
like,
it.
I just make it how I'm feeling. Like, of course, you know, some of the antics, you know, you got to troll and shit like that, you know, funny shit. But that's me as a person.
Yeah, for sure.
When it comes to the music, everything I'm trying to do is just like timeless.
You wanted to be there forever type shit.
Yeah.
And also, like you just mentioned Kanye. I know that's like one of your biggest inspirations, if not your biggest inspiration. Like I know you saw him at his Sunday service here in Atlanta. How was that, man?
Yeah, bro, that experience was crazy. Like literally, like I got a message like, yo, Sunday service, and then I'm like, I'm doing research. I'm trying to see if it's even real. Like if I'm about to wake up and go to church at 5:00 in the morning. So I hopped up, went to that shit, bro. Like it was crazy. But literally, like they made you sit in church for like 3 hours before Kanye came out. So that was like a different experience. But Sunday service went on. It was crazy. So then I was like, yo, I gotta meet Ye some type of way. So goddamn, the people who were in the choir, they were wearing black, and they were like, all right, if you're in the choir, go this way. I had on like this black hoodie. Like majority of my fit was black. Of course, I didn't look like I was in the choir, but like I was like, I'm gonna just walk. So I walked to this back room, and that's like where they were serving them food or whatever before they left. And I'm in there, and they're like, oh, yeah, just go sit with your wristband that matches the table. And I'm like, fuck. So they started like, looking wristbands. So I just step outside to this little back hallway, and I see like 2 Chainz was in the hallway, like T.I., and it was like, I'm like, okay, I'm clearly like not supposed to be here, but I'm getting close. So then everybody's like, back up, back up, back up. And I see some security guards come out. It's like 2 security guards. And I'm looking, I'm like, it's Kanye right there. So literally, like, you know, people were like, oh, Kanye, da-da-da-da. Like, you know, people giving their spiel to, preach. And, like, literally, like, like Kanye come on, I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, what's up? He put his hands out, like, shakes my hand, like, on some, like, that shit. But then, like, my mouth, I couldn't speak on some shit. I didn't know what the fuck to say. Cause I'm like, damn, like, this somebody that, like, got me, like, into music. So it's just, like, it was just one moment, like, we had, like, locked eyes, like, not like that, but, like, locked eyes. Like, it was, like, I was supposed to say something, but, like, I just know that mean, like, that moment's gonna happen again. So we're, like, you know, but, yeah, so that impacted me, like, that just had me on some, like, mind-blowing shit, like, Kanye, like that was just crazy.
And I know you were a producer before you were really, like, rapping and shit, like, who were you looking at when you were young and starting off, like...
Started producing?
Yeah, who were you looking at?
Lex Luger, Metro. Really, like, honestly, it's 3 producers that anybody that's made beats is always gonna show love to. Lex Luger, Metro, and Young Chop. Like, those is, like, the original, like, producers that, like, get you even making beats. But, I mean, like, really, I was into, like, electronic shit, too. So, a lot of my music had, like, a real, like, EDM kind of influence. Of course, Tyler, too. I always loved Tyler, the Creator, like, as a producer. But, yeah, like, when I was making beats, like, I did have, of course, like, that kind of influence. But I was just, like, making whatever. But, like, even to this day, like, I'm still very hands-on with the production. Like, I'm not, like, necessarily beat making, but I'm still, like, producing, like, telling them, like, add this, or, like, sitting down with Josh and Nerf and, like, okay, let's go through some ideas, or, like, giving them influence, or, like, telling what I'm listening to, or, like, if I meet producers, like, you know, like, hey, let's make this part longer so I can do X, Y, Z. So it's like, I'm not necessarily, like, beat making how I used to before, but I'm still, like, very involved in, like, the sound, cause like
the curation of everything.
Yeah, and that's like every project. It sounds cohesive. Like I'm bringing these producers together, but I still put together a project that sounds like, you know, everything was made, you know, at the same time.
How do you know, like, when a song, like, oh, this is it? What do you hear within a song or in a beat that makes me like, that makes you like, oh, I want to get on this, or oh, this is a hit?
Like, it's just a feeling you get, like, of, like, I don't know, just like a feeling you get through the melody, and like you just feel it in you. Like I feel like no weird shit. Like I feel it in my heart. Like like, you know, you be like, oh, this about to be a good one. Like you get that excitement. Some beats you be like, okay, that's hard, but it's nothing there. So it's like it's really on some music shit. When I hear it, there's like understanding the music in the production, and that's what really gets me. Or like when I know the person really listens to like the type of stuff I put out, then it's like I automatically know. Like Cap, like the dude that did Moonwalk and Bluffing, like that's like one of my favorite like producers right now, because like everything he sends me, like the melody, like the heart is in the melody. So it's like you gotta have that like heart in the music. Like it's a lot of people that send beats just to kind of like send beats or like feel a sound. So that's why I like those producers that's just like making music, you know. So I guess that's like what I really like look for. It's a feeling. Like it's not even necessarily a sound. It's just more so like a feeling that I just know.
And there's definitely a lot of new faces that you've been working with as of late, like Rob Wave. You guys have been always making good music. Yeah. There's always been Nerf. There's always been Josh. There's always been Hassan.
Yeah, 2K all day.
But would you ever consider like producing your own music again?
Yeah, I actually been working on some stuff. Like I've been like adding on to beats and shit like that, like adding samples and stuff. So that's like my next project. Definitely like tapping more on the production side. So,
okay, for sure.
You know, and then like I said, like I'm still very involved in the sound, but like hands on, like making beats, like I don't know. I think because I took such a long break from it, like it doesn't like the way I record is like I get like once I get into like a flow or like a pocket, then I could like keep going, knock the song out. But with production is different because you're like experimenting the different like song structures and different instruments and putting sounds together. So sometimes I get like impatient. That's why I like if I'm with Josh or I'm with 2K and I like lay down a melody idea or like like just doing like more producing versus like beat making like that. And that's like people don't understand about like some people call themselves producers but they're really just beat makers. Like beat makers is like you just make a beat, you can make something that sounds good, but producers like the arrangement, how things sound with instruments, what you taking in and out. So but yeah, like that's what I'm gearing towards. Is like I'm definitely like I have a couple songs where like I've produced and I've done like added on production too, to make it, and I'm doing all my engineering and stuff too. So like a lot of the sound design and sound effects and the songs, like that's all done here.
Have you always been engineering your own music, or do you ever go to people?
I mean, I've gone to the studio a couple times. I really want to like my next step is like I want to find an engineer that I could like start building a relationship with. And we get into like a good like. I mean, I like recording here. I think it's good, but that's kind of like the next step is improving the quality and just having everything like be top of the line. But I really want to start building with an engineer, so like you could really like tap in with your sound. I think that's always that's the biggest thing about artists is that sound quality. So that's why I just want.
That's what like makes or breaks the song.
Yeah, I swear. So that's what I'm trying to get to now. 'Cause of course I'm comfortable with like my sound right now, but it's like I'm ready for like the next step.
What could you say about the evolution of your sound and like where you came from and where you are now? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, just like kind of maturing, and I think that's what like the stage I am in right now. Like my music is going for like more of a mature sound. Not saying that it was immature before, but you could just listen to how it was more playful, kind of like. I mean, still like the same ideas and same themes of like love and stuff like that, but just talking about more life shit and just ultimately being more motivational than like not degrading, but like lowering or like like saying all these girls are demons, like shit like that, like, but kind of just being on some motivational like tip, like like you gonna get out your situation, and like life not about to be the same like this, like just getting people in that manifestation motivation job. And that's what I'm trying to go to. Like of course I'm always love making a love song, like a little heartbreak song, but it's like now bringing something new to the table because you kind of see how that market is saturated. Like, of course, that's always gonna be my thing. Is I can make like a sad song, make like some love song, which I'm always gonna implement. But it's like now, what can I do that's kind of missing? I feel like it's not enough like uplifting, motivational, like manifestation type shit. And that's kind of what I want to get on. Where like it's not flexing, but it's like flexing, but it's like some damn. If I'm having a bad day, let me throw on this new garden type shit, and let me go throw on this lifestyle, and let me like That's kind of like what I'm even with Isaiah's Universe, like with like songs like Wicked and stuff like that. Like it was kind of like I was saying real shit on there, but it's still like like it's still stuff in there that's implementing like that motivation.
Definitely a motivational track, in my opinion, is definitely like up downer. Like it's not
yeah.
always gonna be the same, like you said, or like Sweetfield Drive. That's another one. It talks about your past and where you came from, and like now you in ATL, you doing your own thing. It's like you said, life's not always gonna be like this. Like, this is kind of off topic. Isn't your major in film?
Yeah.
Haven't you edited a few of your videos? I know. I think Up Downer you did.
All of them. Every video.
Really?
Every video I put my hands on. Every video that comes up, every visual that touches my page, my hands are on. There hasn't been a video I let just somebody just go freely with. Even if they do like put the first edit on it, I still like put my hands on it, And that's just how I am. I can't not just give something to somebody and just let them like do it, because that's just me as an artist. Like I gotta have my hands on it. Like it's just I want to be a part of all sides of the creative thing.
Would you like to like be your own director, like have somebody film everything, but you're kind of just having your own direction with everything?
Ultimately, that's what I'm trying to do at Angel Studios, is just build a team. So it's like, look, like I want to work on this video, like let's make it happen, versus like, oh, I gotta hit up this dude, but then he's trying to charge me $500, but he didn't, like, ultimately I just need him to just shoot the video. So it's like, I come into situations like that, or like, it's like I want help, but I think because people see me as like an artist first, like they think like, okay, like, oh, he doesn't understand, but it's like, literally, bro, I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've put, like, those 1,000 hours in of, like, film editing, like, the pop-up shops, like, putting visuals together. And, like, so, like, I understand how much time is to an artist. So it's, like, anytime, like, somebody hits me with, like, oh, bro, like, yeah, I'm gonna need, like, 500 for this. It's gonna take this long. I'm like, first of all, it's not gonna take a month to edit a video. I could literally edit a video in a night if you really want to get it done. So it's, like, I know, like, all sides of everything. So it's, like, yeah, just everything my hands is gonna be on. Like, and that's how it's always gonna be. I can never just let somebody just handle everything for me. Like, even on the business side, even with, like, you know, handling life stuff. Like, my hands gotta be on it. I'm always open to new ideas, but just having my hands on everything, you know, that's the biggest thing. Is just like, cause that's like everything about the brand is me. Like, everything about the brand is Isaiah. Like, that's how you kind of see artists, and they say they go mainstream. They didn't really go mainstream. It just means their hands wasn't on the project as much as they usually are, like, on the come up. People say, oh, this artist changed over time, was because, you know, they stepped back and just played the artist role. But sometimes you do have to sit back, but that doesn't mean you can't have your hands on it or your input. So, yeah.
Damn, before we go, man, I just wanted to ask one more thing. This is a pretty easy question. For the people that are waiting for new Isaiah, what can you tell them?
Go listen to everything that's out right now, and then that'll make me feel like I really need to put something out.
Go listen to Isaiah's World right now.
Hey, I need Rage and Darion to come out. That's my brother right here. That's my brother.
Man, who we got next to me right now? Who we got?
Introduce yourself.
It's your boy Rage, DJ Rage.
Just Tank, that's it.
BYOP Tank in the building. DJ Rage in the building.
Yes, sir.
What can you tell me a little about what you do, man?
I'm just a DJ, bro. Anything dealing with music, me and Isaiah, we on it. Oh, Isaiah's Galaxy the Mix on my bio on Instagram. DJ Rage's Revenge.
And we already know about BYOP, man. What?
Too humble, bro.
Yeah, what? What you got? You got it on head to toe right now, my man. Like,
Very humble dude.
what you got in the works right now? Anything you can speak on?
I'm just working on hoodies and accessories, and that's pretty much it.
Backpack's going stupid.
Oh yeah, I peep those. I actually need one.
It's a little book set.
But shit, us versus the world. Isaiah Farrow, Tank, DJ Rage. We out.